Oh yeah. And cut. Action.
To the 20's experience
With Allyce and Gabi.
My neighbors are gonna hate me.
What?
My neighbors are gonna hate me. My neighbors are gonna hate me. Whatever. Who gives
Oh,
a
we don't
fuck
care about the neighbors. It is a Friday night. It is only 10 p.m. The night is young and we have lots to say. So we're drinking our Chianti. Don't worry, I have my macaroon on this fine china, so I'm gonna be holding this close and dear to me.
Make sure you get a good.
Yeah, we want to
zoom
get
on
like
that.
the cross section here. It's like, you know, they're really, I don't want to say crispy on the outside, but you know, we have like that bite on the outside and then that creamy feeling on the inside. I'm not sure what flavor this is, so we're gonna be surprised.
How about you describe it a little bit more for us, could you?
Okay, we're gonna move on from that.
But first, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Gabi, and I am one of your hosts of the 20's experience.
Beautiful. My name is Allyce. I'm also a host of the 20's experience.
I'm the wine, she's the coffee.
Yes, exactly.
She's the coffee, I'm the wine.
Beautiful.
It's a good way to remind us. You get me in the PM, and you get her in the AM.
I don't know if anyone wants to see me in the AM.
I don't think anyone wants to see me in the PM. This is like real risky business right here. It's kind of past my bedtime.
It is. It really is. We had a So, you all, I am 22, Gabi is 24, and we are just bringing you the 20's experience, talking about our day-to-day lives, our lifestyle, relationships, stories, all the good things.
Anything that can really happen in your 20's, but from
It
two
is
different,
probably-
like, 20 ages.
Yeah, anything that can happen has probably happened to us, so we're gonna just talk about that.
We do have some interesting stories.
Hopefully you all can relate to this. It's gonna be a good one. We kind of wanted to just roll this one right off the bat with talking a little bit about the beginning of our friendship, the beginning of this 20's experience, and an algorithm that we personally patented ourselves, and we just want to share that knowledge with you guys. I think it's going to really
enlighten you.
Yes.
On your friendships.
Yes.
Because
Help
it's
you
enlightened us on our friendships.
travel through life. And make sure you know who your real friends are.
Because we all need real friends in our lives.
Yeah.
First, let's go about how we met. We met in a bridal store in a small town of Wisconsin.
Yes.
She was the prom girl. I was the bridal stylist.
Yeah.
And
I got started when I was in high school, so we were just working with the high school girls, helping with the prom situation. Gabi hated me. Yes, actually, like, it is a true story. Don't deny it. So, I don't even know why, to be honest, but
I didn't hate him. Okay, I
disliked
you.
Thank you. See, I told you.
Yes, I disliked her. But, you know, it was just because I didn't get a good read off of her at first. But now, what, 4 or 5 years later, here we are. Oh my gosh, it's been 5 years.
It's been 4-ish.
You've been just like this girl, everyone talked about it. I was like, who the heck is this Allyce girl? And like, why is everyone in this freaking bridal store talking about how amazing Allyce is? Well, little did I know, literally, 9 months later,
We're like BFFs forever.
became BFFs forever. And within those 9 months, we created what we like to call the Bridesmaid algorithm, method, whatever you want to call it.
It's like a whole mathematical equation, basically.
Yeah.
There's like scientific evidence behind it to back it up.
We've really strategically planned this out of how to figure out who your friends are based off of your bridal party.
And how to figure out your bridal party based off your friendship. It kind of goes hand in hand.
You literally just said exactly what I just said.
It's like a cycle that goes both ways. Like the arrow points in both directions. You figure out your bridesmaids based off of your friends, and then who you choose as your bridesmaids says a lot about your friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of an ever-ending cycle, so you can constantly figure out who your real friends are, who are the people that have your back 1000% all the time.
So pretty much, I worked with the brides. She worked with the bridesmaids when she was done with prom. And I always wonder, like, I always heard, like, the brides almost, like, bitch talk, in a sense, about the bridesmaids and like how she had 10 bridesmaids or even 5 bridesmaids, and like 2 of them she didn't want, or like 3 of them she felt obligated to because of her fiance, and all this jazz. And then Allyce would get a different side of it. She would hear the bridesmaids almost talk about the bride in a sense, where we all just kind of like sat down for dinner, or we just started wondering like, what is the thought process behind these brides and like choosing their bridesmaids?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be a bridezilla, so just a little shout
Alright,
out
it's
to
out
all
there,
my,
y'all.
all my
Doreen, are you listening?
all my bridesmaids out there already know this probably, but I just think like when you're thinking about your friends, your lifelong friends, when you're thinking about the people that you want standing up with you, you know, who is someone that you can be like 1000% yourself with, and who do you have like an authentic connection with that is so much below the surface level? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, even if you're not like in a relationship with someone, even if you're just, you know, even if you're dating someone, if you're engaged to someone, you're thinking about your wedding, if you're single, if you're not even looking for a relationship at all, just like thinking ahead to the future, like who do you see standing up with you? Like those are like the friendships that are really worth pouring into, and other friendships, like I said, those are worth keeping around. You don't have to just get rid of those people who you know, you have those surface level friendships with, because I think it's fun, you know, to have friends that you like maybe just want to go out with, or maybe just catch up over lunch or coffee. That, you know, I feel like for me that friendship is a little bit different than a friendship where I can just like sit on the couch and drink wine and talk about life with, or you know, a friendship that you want to travel the world with, or a friendship where you guys are constantly like supporting each other and building each other up. You know, I think those are like a little bit deeper friendships than, you know, specifically people you just get coffee with every once in a while.
Yeah, or get drinks with every once in a while. Like, it doesn't have to be...
Right, and there's room for people like that in your life, 1000%, but it's also just like, it's a good way to evaluate who you pour your cup into. You know, you want those friends that are like gonna pick you up, pull you up when you're down, and then also like at the same time when you are succeeding, when you're living your best life, the people who are gonna celebrate that for you, and they're not going to try to bring you back down if they like aren't quite where you are. You know what I'm kind of saying?
Yeah.
You know, people who are celebrating you, people who want to see you happy and flourishing, and who are genuinely excited for you, because there's definitely those friends out there, or those friends that, you know, want to pull you back down on their level. So just the people that want to see you at your fullest potential, and then at the same time that are going to pull you up if you're not like quite there yet.
But because like also another thing to keep in mind is the vulnerability of being a bride. Like
Peeing.
Yes, peeing.
Peeing.
Let's not forget about pooping though too, because that's probably gonna happen too.
I would hope that would not happen on my wedding day. But like, who do you want like literally holding your damn dress up?
Or literally undressing you to go to the bathroom, depending on the dress, because there are many different dresses out there.
And, you know, no judgment, but, you know, some people like to get a little wasty on their wedding. And so who do you want holding your hair back, holding your dress up, you know?
Who are you going to want to dress you at the beginning of the night and
put you in your pajamas at the end of the night?
Yeah, because let's face it, the groom is not going to be doing shit.
Mm-mm.
Let's just face it right there. And, like, the dancing, the walking, a bride's not going to be able to do that with her train all out. Like, someone's got to bustle that. And honestly, I don't know, most moms won't bend down to go and get those bustles up, because you gotta tie it under the dress, or you gotta loop it over, and then...
You know, there's also just like, I feel like you might experience like some doubting, like maybe before your day, or just like some anxiety, and just someone who's gonna like pull you out of that state and really just like know you better than anyone else, maybe besides like the person that you're marrying, to just help, you know, show you that this is where you're meant to be in life. Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say?
Someone
like,
to reassure you of those, like,
of the choices.
doubts.
Yeah, the choices that you're making, like, reassure you, like, this is, like, where you want to be, like, this is what you've always wanted, this is, like, what you've dreamed of, and just, like, kind of, like, reorienting you to those, like, goals and dreams.
Yeah. Another thing to consider is the time commitment of bridesmaids. Like bridesmaids, you know, depending on your kind of how close you are to the bride, you may have to go to the bridal dress, like the actual finding of the bridal dress. Maybe you have to go to a fitting for the bridal dress. And like there's a minimum of 2 fittings for a bridal dress.
So like who do you want to spend all that time with?
Yeah.
Like who do you
bachelorette party, bridesmaid fittings, like that's a lot of time. So like as a bride, you want to like think about the time commitment you're spending with those women. Like honestly, like I could spend hours with Allyce, probably days too.
Yeah.
So like,
see, that all stems back from that friendship like aspect, and it's just like who could you go hours and hours and hours talking with? Like literally us. We could go hours like talking. Like who could you literally sit around with and do boring stuff with for hours and hours and hours, just like in each other's presence, because there's definitely going to be like those like logistical aspects of like wedding planning that like aren't maybe the most fun, but like sitting down and working through it together. There's so many different personalities that you're bringing to the table on your wedding day. You know, if you have more than like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 like bridesmaids, that's a lot of personalities to bring to the table. So for me personally, like I feel like I have maybe like 5, possibly 6 like super close friends max that I could see standing up for me on that day, because those are just the people who I feel like I can be 100% myself around. Those are the people who fully support me, who want to see me succeed, and the people who I can just have like a bomb time with. But when you bring more people to the table, first of all, I don't have other people that I feel like I want standing up with me on like one of the most important days of my life, because I feel like that is such like an intimate moment, you know, something to think about too. But I just feel like you're bringing in all of these personalities and it's your day, and you need those people that are gonna know like when they need to put their 2 cents in and then when to shut the hell up, you know. Bachelorette party, who's gonna rage with you? Who's gonna order the stripper? Okay, who's gonna have like, can I say penis? Who's gonna have the penis cake?
You just have penis.
You know, like who's someone that you have fun with? And that's like why it all like kind of comes back to that cycle. Like it really is a never-ending cycle, and the arrows go both ways. Like who your friends with influences who your bridesmaids are gonna be. But when you're thinking through your bridesmaids, you're thinking through like how stable and steady and intense and good those friendships are. Like it's really like helping you to like rethink those relationships and like really understand like the level of each of them. And I think that like just because maybe a friend like doesn't fall into the category of bridesmaid doesn't mean there's not room for that friend, but that way you're kind of categorizing those friends in a way that you're making space for certain people at certain times, and also saving space from yourself from friends who might not be that shoulder to cry on, or might not pull you up from a dark place, or might not celebrate your victories, or you know, all the things.
And who says that there has to be a specific number on that either? Like whether that's 1 or 6. Like awesome for you for having 6 people that you can think of to stand up next to you that you can honestly say, I genuinely know that if I fall, every single one of them would run to catch me. Or if I am so excited, every single one of them are gonna jump up with me. Like that's awesome. But there's no limit to those type of people. But
and there's no minimum either.
Yeah, exactly. And so like definitely keep that in perspective. Like it's okay to say no to certain people being your bridesmaid. Who cares? Like you're the bride. Ultimately, like I'm speaking like I am a bride, which I'm not. Neither is she. But like we've worked with these people before, and like we know the miserable ones who, from the bridal's perspective, the brides who are miserable because they wish that they didn't choose certain bridesmaids, and from the bridesmaids' perspective of those bridesmaids that really didn't want to be in the wedding because they really could care to craps. I was about to swear. Craps.
So basically, your friendships
matter now.
Yes.
And even closer to when you're married. Like we already know who our bridesmaids are based off of our friendships now. And that's a way we give each other reality checks for one another when we hear like when one of our friends does something poorly to one another or each other or whatever, that's our way for our reality check to really see like, all right, after this situation, do you still consider this person a bridesmaid? And be like, no, I really don't. Like that was crossing the line. And I'll still consider her a very close friend. But other than that, like she's not bridesmaid level. Like she's not someone who I would trust to hold on my dress when I pee or hold my hair back when I'm throwing up, kind of thing. It sounds funny, but it's real and it works.
Yeah.
And it's allowed us to really pinpoint who our true friends are in our lives.
Yeah, like our friendships now. Like it's really helped us to like evaluate our friendships now by looking into the future at like who the bridesmaids like would potentially be. And I think there's always room for like growing and changing and swapping and adding and
it's
getting
not a
rid
concrete
of.
thing. It's gonna ebb and flow with your life.
But I think it's like just such a helpful way to evaluate those friendships and like the people that you don't see standing up on your wedding day. Like for me, those are people that are still like worth keeping around and still, you know, worth spending your time with. It's not like you should just cancel them altogether.
Yeah.
But I think like at the end of the day, like, you know, you always have to protect your energy and you always have to fill your cup first. And I think like kind of thinking about it in terms of like your bridesmaids and your friends, like those, you know, 3, 4, 5, however many people, those are the people like at the end of the day that like, you know, you pour into their cup, you pour into your cup, you pour into their cup, and like if your energy can't extend past that, like I think that's okay. And like just kind of recognizing like how far that energy goes. And I know like, I mean, I feel like I have like friendships that are very surface level, and that's okay because, you know, there's always like room for people like that in your life too. But it's just like at the end of the day, like when I need to protect my energy, I'm gonna pour into those people that also pour into me. And if I need to have like a moment away from the people that are my future bridesmaids, that is a very surface level connection, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna step away from that. And I think the reciprocation factor is like important too. Like me saying like you're gonna be a bridesmaid in my wedding is like me saying like I'm also prepared to do the exact same thing for you. Like when you are gonna hold my dress.
It's a two-way street, people. Two-way. Or as I like to call it, a double highway, because I like 2 lanes going towards me and I like 2 lanes coming back to me. You follow?
No.
You follow?
But yes, it's definitely a two-way street. Like if I pick you on my day,
I decline.
If this bitch is gonna be holding my dress up, that means like
I'll be there.
I'm gonna reciprocate that for you.
Yeah.
Like I don't really want to hold your dress up while you're peeing. Like I don't want to be part of that, but like I would do that for you.
Oh, something sweet.
I'm just kidding. I think it would actually be fun. It would like be a good bonding moment, like in the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we FaceTime under different circumstances as well.
In the bathroom, yes, definitely. We've definitely been in the bathroom together before, and that's just something new.
That's what friendship is about, people.
Bathroom time.
Bathroom time. Like, who do you want to spend copious amounts of time in the bathroom with?
Yeah. And like we said before, I think we mentioned this like very briefly, like just like kind of touching on it in passing. But like if you have like your midlife crisis, like on your way down the aisle and like you need to go out the back door of the church or wherever your ceremony is, like who are gonna be like your 3 main bitches that are like gonna be in the car with you, like driving? Somebody's gotta drive the car, somebody's gotta have the Kleenexes, somebody's gotta have the wine and macaroons. Like who are those 3 people?
Don't forget the hand sanitizer.
The hand sanitizer and the mask. Like who are those 3 people gonna be? You know what I mean? Like those are the important people. Like I said, the people who bring you up and the people who keep you up and support you being up. So
but anyways, like I'm not engaged, she's not engaged, I'm single, she's happily in a relationship. So like we have 2 different perspectives on this, but we definitely agree on the fact of like you want your ride or die bitches ultimately stand up with you on your wedding day, whenever that day is. But also this method allows you to have a reality check for the friendships that are in your life, because it is 2021. Whoa, it is 2021 and we don't got time for haters in our life. You need to eliminate those toxic people in your life, and this bridesmaid method and algorithm allows you to find the people that are in your life that are going to strengthen you and hype you up and cry with you when you need to cry. All the good and the bad in your life, you need those. It allows you to figure out those people that are there for you, and it also allows you to figure out those people that are not there for you. Because let me tell you, this algorithm has saved me from a number of different friendships that were bringing me down in life. And I'm so glad that I now have my Bridesmaid Method. But I make it known that like they are important to me, and they know how much time and energy I do put into the time and the quality time I spend with them, and just sending them a little love mail too every once in a while. So we all need a little love every once in a while, whether we do keep in touch on a regular basis. I know Allyce and I, we don't keep in touch very, very often or on a regular basis, but whenever we do, we pick up right where we left off.
Right.
And I have a number of different friendships where it's just like we pick up right where we left off, and that's something to note. And so this algorithm, it saves lives, people. It saves friendships.
It really is a game changer, and it really is a reality check for those like relationships, for sure. And like Gabby said, like, you know, you don't have to be the type of friends that talk every single day. I mean, we definitely don't text every single day or FaceTime every single day.
But wouldn't you say that we pick up right where we left off?
Exactly, right. Or just we'll reach out of the blue and send like a little heart emoji just to know like we're thinking about like the other person. Or like we send little voice memos and just like check in, and you know, you get that like emotion coming through then, and you know, that genuine connection rather than just like words on the screen. So, you know, definitely is a reality check. Definitely helps you kind of get your priorities in line. You know, there's no time for fake friends, fake bitches, people who want to see you fail. You know, this is a method that is going to help you figure that out. Why would you want that person standing up for you? They're going to talk shit behind your back. They are going to talk shit about what you look like.
If they're talking shit about you,
they're probably going to cheat on you with your mans, you know.
They're going to do some crap later down the road in your life, and you're going to be like, why the hell did I have that bitch stand up next to me on my wedding day?
Yeah.
So to sum up,
I really have thought hard about, and it's really a good way to think about those friendships and see if that is something that will last long term, and how that's benefiting you, and in what ways that friendship fits into your life. We're protecting our energy. We're giving ourselves a reality check. Friendships determine bridesmaids. Bridesmaids determine friendships. There's room for other friendships in your life, but like with the friendships that you're making time for are like the ones that are gonna be like long term.
yeah.
Support you through anything. First marriage, second marriage, third marriage, fourth marriage. First divorce, second divorce, third divorce, fourth divorce.
All those divorces. Who has all that money for divorces? Algorithm.
Woo, baby!
And don't you ever forget it.
Preach. That's the wine.
That's the one.
Like, that's the tea, but like, that's the wine.
That's the tea.
Cheers.